to all our viewers, all 5 million of you. And of course, you're watching Tempo, the #1 Caribbean station, keeping you informed, always keeping you entertained. This is Tempo Presents, and I'm Gisela Gall, and we're here at the launch of CANTOS, which stands for the Caribbean Association of National Telecommunication Organizations, their first ever regional e-content competition, and it's called iCreate. Welcome back. This is Tempo Presents here on Tempo, and we're here at the National Academy for the Performing Arts here in Trinidad, Port of Spain. We're here now with Atiba Phillips. He's the Managing Director of ICT Limited, and he's one of the partners here of the iCreate e-content competition, of course put on by Canto. Hi Atiba, how are you doing?
Very well, Giselle. Good to see you again.
Yes, and of course you were starring in the launch today.
Thank you. We're partnering with Canto on this initiative, indeed.
Why did you decide to partner with them?
I think that, we've been working with Canto for some time, and I think that this is one of the initiatives that we've sort of caused them to invest in as well. We feel that e-content is the place to go. So after you've gotten connectivity going in the region, you've gotten broadband, you have computers in schools, and you have mobile phones, and so what are you going to do with it now? And I think so content is the next step. And so I think it's a pretty visionary, and it's also something that the region is going to benefit from economically if you get it right.
So, young people interested in this field, what advice do you have for them? What voids need to be filled? Where is the money? You know, young people want to know that these days.
You know, that's great. You know, when I was in university in California, in Berkeley, Silicon Valley area, there's a lot of venture capital stuff going on in that area. And so you can be in your garage, very humble beginnings, HP, even Microsoft, Bill Gates, very humble beginnings, but they were able to connect with people who didn't have the skill but had the money and the vision, and they were able to grow huge organizations. In this case, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to couple some of the telecom companies in the region who have some of the bigger pockets with some of these young people who are just brilliant, and cause their content to be able to be distributed and monetized through the networks, and build large organizations. That's what we're about. Digital content has economic value, and I think that's clear from some of the things that I've said before, but just looking at cultural value. A good friend of mine, Jean-Michel, said that we are not ever going back to vinyl records and CDs. We're going more and more forward into the digital space, and so therefore digital content has cultural value. And content generation is also very closely linked to innovative capacity, and really that's what we're about. We're about changing the basis of the economies of the region towards innovation, towards sustainable activities, rather than some of the fickle industries that our countries are based on today.
Now, what I like about this competition, it's very broad. Submissions can take the form of videos, games, MP3, mobile application, and also the categories. We have things like education,
heritage, e-government, e-business. I think there's tourism, there's entertainment.
There's media and news, we can't forget that, yes.
Media, news, and entertainment. And so what we're saying is really trying to get as great a caption as possible, because individuals in this space don't really know what's out there. So we're trying to get everybody who's out there to become known, so that we can then start to build linkages and fill the gaps and the voids that there are, so that we can make a business of this.
So my question is, the judging criteria, since you have, it's so broad, it's so wide, it's going to make it a little more difficult for the judges, don't you think?
Indeed, but I think the criteria is about creativity, it's about, opportunity for commercialization, it's about, if you're in a particular category, does it actually fit in that category? And those kinds of things, which are across the board. So it's really, is it a finished work, which is another one. We don't want people giving us stuff that they kind of not finished with us yet. So because the point of it is to try to commercialize it, right? So we can't commercialize if it's not done. And so it's a very strong emphasis on monetization, commercialization, and trying to get little young folks and businesses, rich.
Thank you, Atiba, and continue doing the great things that you are doing. And of course, hopefully I'll be bouncing you up from time to time.
Continue doing the great things that you're doing, and we shall bounce again. Thank you so much.
like to welcome the Secretary General of Canto, Regenie Fraser.
Canto's objective is to establish a forum through which Caribbean telecommunication organizations and businesses which support the industry may exchange information and expertise pertaining to the telecommunication field, generate inputs for orderly growth of the sector, formulate policy, and consider matters of mutual interest to its members.
With me now is Regenie Fraser. She is the Secretary General of Canto, so she can give us all the information we want on this competition. Hi, how are you doing?
Excellent, thank you, Tempo.
Now, I gave the viewers an overview of this competition, but perhaps you can provide us with some more detail and tell us, what was the whole reasoning behind having a competition such as this?
Yes, well, Canto is aware of the talent that's out there in the Caribbean and that is not being developed to an appropriate level. We want to bring the small men, among others, up front who have ideas that they want to develop, but they don't know how. They have products in their basement or on their computer that they have developed or being developed. We want to help them through the competition and through the conference to do something with the ideas. And besides, the region has so much content that we want to showcase to the rest of the world and to other countries in the region that we found it necessary to organize a competition and a conference concerning e-content. Our vision is to be the leading authority on information and communication in the Caribbean. Against this backdrop, it was a natural step for Canto to ensure that its vision and actions were in sync with the development of this region and the aspirations and dreams of our people. The Canto iCreate e-content competition and business content conference 2010-2011 are critical elements for the regional content networks initiative of Connect the Caribbean. This is Canto's contribution to the future of our economies. This is our contribution to our people. This is our contribution to the world.
How do you see this fitting into your whole CTC or Connect the Caribbean initiative?
As a matter of fact, one of the major projects that we will be developing soon is an e-content network, an e-marketplace, and the third thing is a social and economic development to the Caribbean with the support of Canto. So the e-content network is one of the major projects that spinned off from the Connect the Caribbean initiative. We look forward to your support in engaging all key stakeholders in all Caribbean jurisdictions and individuals with ideas waiting to be developed. In the next few months, we will seek to ensure there is a wide publication of the information concerning the Connect the Caribbean initiative and the competition and conference in particular, and engage the government information agencies directly to facilitate the involvement of the people of each Caribbean country in e-content creation. The competition is aimed at identifying and rewarding the most creative and innovative e-content creators in the Caribbean.
Canto's Secretary General there. Thank you so much. And I look forward to the results of this competition.
Yes, certainly. But before we have the result of this competition, we will continue to engage Tempo to help us to promote this project. We will go country by country, maybe not personally, but we will use Tempo Network to make sure that everybody knows what is going on within Canto and with this competition. Thank you, Tempo. It's now my pleasure to declare the Canto iCreate e-content competition and Business of Content Conference 2010-2011 launch. Thank you very much.
And this brings us to the end of Tempo Presents Canto's iCreate e-content Caribbean competition. We got a lot of information here. It was exciting. Heard from a lot of people on the panel. And of course, we're looking forward to the results of this competition. A lot of creativity, a lot of innovation is going to come out of it. Remember to check us out on the internet as well. It's www.gottempo.com. We're also on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. That's all for now, and we're signing off here at the National Academy for the Performing Arts here in Trinidad, Port of Spain. I'm Gisela Gore. Bye-bye.